10 years later, 20 pounds heavier. Call me Silver Fox.
Got that ornamental turtle, steaks on the Weber. 10 years later, looking better than ever.
I'm a middle-class hustler. When it comes to saving money, I'm a buster. Keep an iron grip on that thermostat. AC. When we leave the house, I'ma crank it up to 80.
I don't spend a dime on those name brands. Spent the last 10 years in the same pants. Got that meal plan, you know I'm saving the bunch. Brown bagging for the fam every day for lunch. Eat up.
I've been working on that Reno, got them paints and stains. Ship lapping like a boss, you can call me Chip Gaines. My window panes thermal treated for efficiency. They'll pay for themselves by 2043.
I turn a honey-do list into honey done. I can flip a half bath in a half day, son. I'm in the zone, I'm on my grind, and I only had to use YouTube 4 times.
Dad life, button down plaid life. What you know about that burger flipping dad life? Telling jokes, Diet Cokes. It ain't a bad life, it's a dad life.
Introducing Young Daddy.
I may be new to the game, but I'm rolling in smooth. Anything is possible. New dad attitude. Crib locked down like it's Fort Knox, baby proof. And you know that food non-GMO. That's the truth. Pass on the Mickey D's. Nope. Not gonna give him the mac and cheese. Not gonna give him a sugar drink. I only give him that gluten-free. Yes, indeed. Bye, baby gift card. Yeah, I'm swiping that. Stinky baby booty, no sweat. Yeah, I'm wiping that.
Got a smartphone, but I don't know how to use it. Text message font size bigger than a Buick. Saw a funny video, I wanna send it to you, but I can't figure out how to get it off the YouTube. Dad life, no you can't be Chad life. What you know about that burger flipping dad life? Raising teens, birds and bees. It ain't a bad life, it's a dad life. Hot rods, hot dogs, working on my dad bod. Flexing on the beat in my burger flipping big dogs. Taking naps, CPAPs. It ain't a bad life, it's a dad life. If you missed the original Dad Life, go to www.youtube.com/watch the question mark, V, the equal sign, a capital D, a capital O, a capital K, the lowercase u, the capital S, a capital Q, a capital I, a capital J, the lowercase L, lowercase O, and lowercase g. It's easy as that.
Hey guys, how's it going? Good. Happy Father's Day to everybody at Community of Hope Church. We're really happy to be here today. We got a little dad panel for you this morning. We're doing this. It's a couple weeks out. It's actually the Monday after Mother's Day. We wanted to keep those together. But I know Father's Day can be a really emotional day for a lot of people. A lot of us had a rough go with dads. Some of us had a rough go as a dad. But I know I lost my dad when I was just 14 years old. So I know there's a lot of people whose dads aren't around anymore. I know many people who really struggled with dad. It wasn't a good deal. But today we want to celebrate dads. And we believe in a heavenly Father that is the perfect Father, and that we all want to be like. So I want to introduce my friends, all dads, some granddads. So we'll start over there on the end with Ben.
My name is Ben. I have 7 children and a grandchild. We have 3 biological children. We adopted 4, and then one of our sons is not here with us. He's in heaven. So that's where we're at.
All right.
My name is Landon. I have 2 kids. I have a son and a daughter, Jade and Carter. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember when we were up here doing the dedication. And so I have 2 great grandparents too as well.
Hello, my name is Shane. I'm a father of 8 children and 13 grandchildren. My fatherhood is complicated. I was a single father, a stepfather, so it's a little bit challenging today to go up here and talk about being a father. Like Rusty, I didn't have a father. My father was in Vietnam on that period of time in history. My dad was deployed a lot. He was a career Marine. I was raised by my grandparents. So I just really had to learn being a father on the fly.
So one moment, we'll start with you, Shane. One moment in your dad journey that really changed you. Got a moment in time that really changed you?
Yes. Being a father of 8 adult children, I was in the service myself, so I was a fixer. And I wasn't a very good listener, and my kids struggled with addiction, legal issues, health issues, and that changed and humbled me as a father, and it pressed me.
Landon, one moment that changed you.
I think when I had my daughter, and I think I was used to, because I had my son first, so learning to balance out both of those emotions, and even then still figuring out, because some of you guys are girl dads and some of you guys have sons, so just figuring that out as it is very challenging as it is, but I'm learning a lot about myself and also learning a lot about them, life, my relationship with God. So, and above all, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So tell us a little about your both of your kids were born premature. You had that whole struggle.
They were, my son, he was born 34 weeks early, and then my daughter was 31. That one was definitely more of a little nerve-wracking because she was a C-section baby. She actually stayed in the NICU for 2 months. So she was born December 14th. She came home the Sunday after Super Bowl.
Wow. So
it was definitely nerve-wracking, but she's my warrior. She's my fighter, and, that's my baby girl. As you girl dads know, you guys understand.
I was just telling somebody just a couple of weeks ago, you needed to have a girl, because there's some about a daughter that kind of racks your world, doesn't it? It changes you. Yeah. You kind of kick your boys around a little bit, but
I love my son. My son, he reminds me a lot of myself. So I think that's what's great too, our relationship and helping him grow. And I think it's funny though, my mom, I still think is his favorite person though.
It's funny. All right, Ben, how about you? One moment or maybe a series of moments in your journey as a dad that changed you personally.
I think, well, I got a few, but the one that really stood out was when we lost our son about 2.5 years ago. Changed how I feel and changed a lot. How I view the world and our time here on earth.
Yeah. It's been 2.5 years now. And what, he was which? Ian was how many in the line? He was
the third.
Okay. Yeah. That's a tough go. I think of all the things, I think for a parent, that's kind of your worst nightmare to have to go through those things. Well, I won't fall. This is the next question. What's been the hardest part about being a dad that nobody really prepared you for?
That you don't know how long that you have with your children, to cherish every moment, because we don't know our time or hour, and we have 3 kids at home, so that really I put a lot of time with them as much as I can, just because I know our time is short, and our other kids are adults and out. But
yeah. How about you, Landon? One thing, the hardest part about being a dad nobody prepared you for.
I believe that as a man, it forces you to really look within. And if you don't, that's an issue. So it's really teaching me to look within and be better in myself, because I'm an example for them. So I want to be a great example. So I think that's the one biggest thing. Being a parent is one of the most selfless things ever too. So I think preparing yourself for that, learning to separate your own emotions. If you have a bad day at work or whatever it may be, you don't want to translate that to them. They didn't do nothing. So learning to balance that out, I think, is also something I'm learning as myself. That's been hard.
Yeah. That's a long journey, my friend. How about you, Shay?
And the question again, I'm sorry.
Hardest thing about being a dad, nobody really prepared you for.
Doug, Taylor, Brandon. I had four I had four daughters. I grew up in basically a all male household. I knew nothing about women, and I had to learn on the fly. And God is good, because when my daughters grew up through their years, obviously they faced problems that I'm not familiar with, and the Lord brought good women into my life to help me get through that period to the next. So not being a growl and learning how to take care of four women is set a good example.
So are you good at it now?
I am very good at it now. Over many years of experience.
Yeah.
And I favor my granddaughters.
Okay, this one's a faith question. And you kind of, all three of you have kind of answered this a little bit. But, you know, what does it look like you to live out your faith as a dad? You know, what does that look like on a daily basis? You know, you can think about maybe, you know, what, take them to church or something, but what, on a daily basis, what's it look like for you to just live your faith out for your dad, for your kids?
I think speaking good words into them. I believe what you say to anybody, but especially your children, is important. Just always doing the right thing, whether you're with them or not with them, excuse me. I really think just the energy you carry with them, how you speak with them, what you're teaching them, what you're putting around them, how engaged you are with them. I think that's what my faith is.
About you, Ben?
I would say when I'm on point, I care about others more than myself.
Yeah.
I show my faith through my actions. And obviously, that's not a perfect thing, but that's how I try to live my life.
Yeah, I agree. I try to set the best example as I can and live within my Shema every day through all things.
We have a single dad, married, remarried dad.
Yes.
Dad who's gone through some immense amount of trauma. Has that shaped you? You know, got a wife, got a gig. How has that specifically shaped you as a man and as a father? Being a single parent dad. You were a single parent dad. How's that shaped you?
It's definitely changed a lot of those emotions and that hurt. When my kids get older, I don't want to translate or distill that into them. So learning to heal it's very different than how things are or were, excuse me. And I think that's the concept a lot of people don't understand nowadays too as well. So regardless of how I feel about it, being negative and not encourage my children to find someone.
How has your individual foster kids for a while? A lot of kids, and now even with the loss of a child. I mean, how's that kind of shaped you as a man or as an individual?
You know, when we first got married and had our first child, we both come from broken homes, so we didn't have a good example. It was like, you know, easy to anger, annoyed with you all the time, didn't want to really be with you, be around you, so we had to learn on the fly. There's even all our friends that were married at the time, they were the first ones that had the child, so it's no examples. We had to do what we were supposed to do. Came into the home, we got better and better at it, and just learned from trial by fire, really.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the best way.
Yeah. Strict when he was present. His mom, my grandmother, who raised me, was a disciplinarian and believed old school. There was no timeout. There was no timeout corner in my house. And I had daughters, and I knew nothing about women, and I got humbled, and I had to learn, and it was a whole foreign side to me. Daughters taught me, I don't need you to fix it, Dad. Just let me listen. And I struggled with that.
Yeah. Anything you wish you could, our kids are old, anything?
Not as easy to get angry. That's what was anger. Just took a breath and like was calmer.
Landon.
To actually piggyback off what he said, that's actually something I'm struggling and with, is to be calmer. Because I think you just get so caught up in the moment. And you asked about like being a single parent, right? And I'm very thankful for the help I do have. But then there's moments where I am by myself and it's overwhelming and I don't mean to, and then I do that and then I feel very horrible. So trying to be something I want to continue to work on and being still, because again, I want to be a good example for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
To do over again, I wish I could have appreciated the moment more and relished the time I had with them.
Yeah.
Because I became a workaholic. And I just worked. And I hid my work. And I wish I could have stopped. Because as time goes by, you have those babies now, they're going to be gone in a minute. So relish the time you have with them. Because it's special. You never can get that time back. And I learned that the hard way.
Yeah. I think, as my kids are grown now, but I look back on my fatherhood and I often fixate on those things I wish I would have done different. You kind of get locked into wow, I wish I would have spent more time with him, or I wish I would have taught him to do this, or I wish I would have. But I think sometimes we just got to look at the time we did have with him. It's a special time. I mean, your dad wasn't around. I lost my dad. A lot of us grew up without a dad. In your kid's life is very, very, very special. Let's see. What one thing you want every dad to remember? If you give one piece of advice, you got one piece of advice for dads?
I got a few, but I would say the best one would be to enjoy the moment, because you're not going to get that moment again. And, all those hard, fun, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I guess learn to enjoy the process, appreciate it, to what Ben said, the ups and downs, the hard times.
And hug your kids. Let them know that they have good luck.
What was the question?
No question. Just any final thoughts you want to leave with anyone who's a dad, thinking about being a dad? I think asking people for help. We think about the church sometimes it's just someplace we go to sing, or let's do a sermon or something like that. But it's full of people who are going through a lot of the same stuff we go through. And I was just thinking about Jim Brown's message yesterday. She was talking about different ways to be a Christian, and the one was just get in line, just find somebody to follow behind, or find somebody that you can give advice to. We are adult kids, advice to. We are adult kids, I'm blessed, and I know you are too, to still have your adult kids in your life. And it always is kind of special to me when they call with a problem. Sometimes I don't want to deal with it, but for the most part, I feel kind of honored that they're like, hey dad, like, hey dad. And I think that's a win, that, you got kids that still want to call and still trust you. I think that trust piece of all, he wants to know we can trust him. We can trust him at any time. I read a story a couple days ago, and I was remembering even my own kids' life. When my kids were little, when they were little toddlers, and I have grandkids that do this, and that's why it reminded me of it. Sometimes I'd be outside, in the backyard doing something, and they would, if I had a shadow, they would like follow in my shadow. I don't know if your kids ever do that. They like step in they want to like be like step where you step, and follow you around. And I don't know what that is about being a dad. You can tell them a lot of stuff, They hang on to. They hang on to how do we treat other people? How do we treat mom or our wife or our parents? You know, how do we treat the stranger at the supermarket? Jesus, I don't think any dad. Jesus, I don't think any dad. You know, most of them are like, man, I screwed it up. I feel like I could have done way better. So dads, it's okay. We all could have done way better. But the point is, you can take today and start to do better. You can be calmer, hopefully be men that will know what it is. Like, no, there's no guy ever good enough for my daughter. So anyways, happy Father's Day. Going to give you a little shout out here. 1, 2, 3. Happy Father's Day. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy Father's Day.